and welcome back to Crafts and Draft. This is our second episode, and again, I'm your host, Kirsten Crable. So let's get started by looking at our beer for the day. Wow, it's like every time I mention a word beer, another beer appears. I should note that I'm not just figuring this out on my own via taste buds. I'm not going to figure that out on my own. I have been using a resource group called Beer Advocate, and you can find them on beeradvocate.com. Go ahead and check them out because they are wonderful and they have given me all the information that I've used so far and will continue to use. They're also probably going to call me out for anything that I have told you wrong. Today we're going to be looking at a lager. Now if you'll notice, this beer looks a lot like the one we had last week, a Pilsner, and honestly from all the research I've done on it, it tastes quite similar, but there are a few differences, so we're really going to look at that today. Here we go. This is going to be a lighter beer. It's straw in color, as you would say, and pretty much almost basically transparent. If you notice, there's quite a bit of bubbles happening there, which means the carbonation is high in this one. Give it a smell. Really, not a lot to the smell. It smells like your hops and your yeast have been just soaking in water for a while, because you get a really light smell of that. Otherwise, it's just kind of a watery, carbonated smell. So what I read via Beer Advocate is that this is what you would say a clean beer, meaning it allows for the hops and the malts to pull through. I have no idea what that means. But let's give it a taste and we'll figure that out. Really let it sit in there. Whew. So, from what I tasted, it is light. It's refreshing, just kind of like your Pilsner. Honestly, if I was going to differentiate this from a Pilsner, I would say they almost taste the exact same, but where Pilsner has more of a bite to it because of the hops that it has in it, this is that just turned down a notch. If a Pilsner was too much for your taste buds or you just didn't quite like it, go with a lager, because this is going to be almost the exact same thing but just a little lighter in flavor. The finish is quick and painless, so if you don't like hops, oh God, it finishes before you even notice hops were ever in your mouth. If you've been out working hard, doing whatever you're doing, and you're sweating, and water just doesn't seem to cut it, go ahead and grab yourself a nice cold American lager, because it will be refreshing and clean and get you a little buzzed. Now let's look at our craft. Alright, so let's do our craft. Boy, do I have a craft for you. And yes, I went ahead and re-topped my beer off, which I suggest you do too. Today we're going to be making a cat tent. In case your cat needed anything else fun. You will need 2 wire hangers, pliers, a hot glue gun and glue sticks, tape, a medium-sized t-shirt, a 15 by 15 inch piece of cardboard. Okay, now I have taped mine off to secure it, make it a little sturdier. There we go. And I've also added an extra piece of cloth that's a little bit more than 15 by 15 and some little squishy pad paper or foam, extra cotton stuff, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, these 2 things are optional. The rest of it, necessary. So what you want to do is you're going to start with your wire hanger and you're taking your pliers. We're going to cut that off. Maybe. Okay, so you need really good pliers to cut these. Take a break. Aha! Ta-da! And then get both sides. Aha! Did it. So this part comes off, get rid of it. We don't want it. Same with this. Yeah, unfortunately I have to do it with both hangers. I'm like seriously starting to sweat from this. Just disappointing. Oh, thank God this is a show where we drink beer on it. So now we can put our pliers away, which for me is throwing on the floor till later. But we have our hangers. Technically they're just wires now. The next step is to shape our hangers. So we're gonna feel like we want those pliers. Don't get rid of your pliers! So what we're going for is kind of a like dome shape. So you want this to curve. We don't really want bends in it. Okay, so basically though, you want them to be about the same shape. It doesn't look too bad, right? It's a little, they're a little wonky, that's okay. Alright, so we've got them curved. Now what we're gonna do is put them perpendicular to each other. We're gonna take our tape, get a little piece of that. You're gonna wrap them together. You want them obviously to be hitting the middle of each other. So we've stuck the tape together. Perfect. You're gonna have to set this aside for a minute. I'm gonna grab our cardboard. We also don't need our pliers anymore right now. And I'm gonna add some foam to it. So we're gonna make that look nice. We're gonna put our piece of cloth over it. This is insanely optional. You can just do it with just the cardboard. This is honestly just because my cat is a princess. I'm gonna hot glue gun the corners. Put that down. Just start going along the edge and laying my fabric right up on the edge so it's getting stuck down on it. Ta-da! Got a little pillow. Alright, so now we're gonna connect the wires. Each wire is gonna go into a corner, so you need to poke a hole. I'm gonna go ahead and go back to using our pliers. Maybe. Nope, that is not gonna work. Okay, we're gonna try scissors. Okay. Ha-ha! Okay, one hole. Scissors. So scissors are the best option here.
2 hole. 3 hole.
Don't cut yourself like I just did. 4 holes. So we're gonna stick each corner into a hole. So voila, we have shape. So what we're gonna do now, kind of flip it gently. You're gonna take your pliers. I'm straight, just bleeding right now. Okay, we're gonna take your pliers. You're gonna bend it. You're gonna bend the tip. So it stays on there. Okay. This is why we do this though. Because every time we looked at craft, it looks so easy, but let's be real. Cutting your finger. Ugh, struggling. But then you're gonna just tape over that so they're not getting all crazy and wonky and stabbing things. Get each corner taped down. And you guys, we're almost done. Okay, so we've got it all down. We've got our frame. Awesome. So now let's grab our shirt. You're gonna go ahead and put it over your thing. This shirt was actually my grandfather's, who has passed away, and I wore it for a long time, but I've kind of stopped wearing t-shirts as much, so I'm going to use this for my kitty cat. Okay, I'm gonna put it over gently. So what you want here is your head hole is now going to be the opening for your cat to get through. So you want it nice and tight like that. Okay, so what we're gonna do on the bottom, I'm gonna use hot glue. You can use tape, whatever you want. We're gonna fold the excess over. I'm gonna just glue on the edges, make sure it's all glued down. Fold in your sleeves. Get those glued down. Bada bing, bada boom. Cat tent. Well, I hope y'all learned how to make a nude cat tent, you learned something new about beer, and you had a good time. Thank you so much for joining me on Cross and Draft. See you next week.